For the longest time, I have wanted to visit Choosing Keeping, an independent store here in London. If you don't know already, Choosing Keeping is a gorgeous stationery store that sells beautiful and unusual art supplies like Japanese watercolours, decorative paper, notebooks, and other nostalgic writing materials from artisans around the world. They focus on working with small family-owned businesses, and I love this ethos of theirs. Hi everyone, I'm Parole, an artist and illustrator, and in this video, I want to tell you why I'm obsessing over Choosing Keeping's Japanese watercolours. Choosing Keeping has curated such an amazing collection of Japanese Gansai watercolour sets. The palettes have such fun packaging. They come in different themes like retro decades, with sets for 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and go all the way up to 1980s, or their larger Four Seasons collections. And finally, a mega set of 100 colours. There is so much to choose from for everyone. I decided to buy the 1980s set as these colours just felt the most me. I wasn't ready to invest in a larger set just yet, in case I didn't enjoy painting with them. So this 8 colour palette felt just right for me to start with. I paid £25, that is approximately $30 US, so not the cheapest set to buy, but you are investing in specialty paint that have been made by a 100-year-old paint maker company in Japan. I mostly work with gouache, so I was very curious how they would work in my style of painting. After doing some research on traditional Japanese Gansai paints, and the Choosing Keeping ones especially, I found that unlike the usual Western watercolors, Gansai paints can be used more like a hybrid between gouache and watercolor, which means they can be used both opaque as well as transparent. This got me really excited, as I have been using Shinhan Pass paints for a while now, which are a similar hybrid gouache and watercolor mix, but only come in tube form. Choosing Keeping's large pans are perfect to carry around, especially to go traveling, and I don't have to carry like a million tubes with me. Since I got my 1980s set, I've been experimenting with them a lot. Each set comes with a handy swatch card that I found really useful, and I had a lot of fun painting it in. I always like to start using any new art supplies with swatching them and just playing around with other materials and layering them on top. I've been painting a lot of patterns lately, and using this set for these summer inspired patterns was so much fun. They layered up really well, especially with other gouache paint brands, as well as with color pencils. I love how the paint creates such a pleasing movement and texture, and I guess that's the unique bit about these, because they are a hybrid between gouache and watercolor. You can have that almost like a mix between the two. The pigment felt so creamy, and the colors are just so vivid and bright. One thing I did notice was that when used opaque, they can sometimes dry out a bit glossy in comparison to regular gouache, but this didn't really bother me so much. If I could make one change, I would swap out one of the pinks for some sort of green, as I felt that that's what was missing from this set. This super yummy and bright neon orange is definitely my favorite and the most used out of the whole set. I'll add a link to this set and all the other sets in the description below. So my final verdict is that they're really fun and easy to carry around for sketching when you're out and about, with gorgeous saturated colors, and can be used both opaque like gouache and transparent like watercolors. I hope this video gave you a good idea of how this Choosing Keeping palette looks and works, and how you might be able to use them in your own practice. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried them or if you were considered buying them. Now my biggest problem is that I really want to buy more sets. I've already created a massive wish list for my birthday and Christmas, so watch this space for more art hauls and reviews. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to get more tips and inspirations from me.